Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. What have we got today? Well, it's been a little bit interesting, but we are doing 3 looks, 1 palette with the Revolution Icon series. This is the Eternal Icon. I've come back and forth on this for a couple of things, but before I tell you about it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's head to it. Okay, so we're going to kick into the first look in a second. I have actually already filmed 2 looks, but honestly there were days in between them and I forgot what I had recorded, what I hadn't recorded, so I hadn't done an intro, which I've just done for you. So I think we're going to continue with the first look and then I'm going to do 2 looks on this face as it is now. So let's head into the first look. To this shadow here, I think. So using it as our transition from where my hood crease is and up. You notice I never go below it in this first shade. It's always up and blending out. And that's a super easy shade. Look at that. I could wear just that and be happy. I'm going into this shade here, and in fact we might do a 3 looks 1 palette with this particular palette. I was going to do a different look with 1 look with each of the other 3 palettes, but this one, oh, $18 people. I mean, come on, this is just blending beautifully. Tucking it in. If you can hear a noise. Jelly is behind me on her blanket. She's been licking it. I'll insert a video here. That's her on a blanket and sucking on it, which my husband pointed out. That blanket used to belong to our other dog. She used to lay on it, so we're wondering if it's a comfort thing for her. She's trying to, even though it's been washed, it still would have Elsa hair embedded in it. I'm just wondering if it's a comfort thing and she's trying to get her scent. I'm loving that shade. Just going over it now to blend with that first transition. This is super easy to work with. And just working that. I just cleaned off my brush just to work that shadow. And then back in here just to tickle on the edge. No extra product. It's just about softening that blend. So obviously this is ending up more monochromatic than I planned, but I am going to go in and play around with these after, but today it's all about these greens. Look at that. I'm going halfway with this one. Because I have to do 1 look with these colours, don't I? If you know me by now, and then into this shade here. Oh yeah, look at that. $18. Don't forget, if you can't get your fingers into the corner of your eye, put it on a flat packing brush and spray it. This is feeling quite wet-like. Yep, gorgeous. And just a little bit more on the outer corner here. And then of course back into the matte just to deepen it. How fast and simple was that? Okay, I've just used the Mecca Max liner in the shade Khaki in my waterline, and going in now to line underneath. So using this khaki green, I reckon that this will end up being my favourite palette out of the four, just purely because of the colour story. Though I do love the look of the cool toned one, so we will see. And now just going into this lightest shade now, just to soften underneath the eye. And in fact, I'm going to get a smaller brush and go into that green just to bring it along, but I don't want it quite as thick. Perfect. And I've just cleaned that off and going in just on that inner corner bit. And follow the curve. Right, I'm just going to chuck some mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is it. I love it. I love it. Obviously I stuck in these sorts of shades. We will do a burgundy look next, followed by a mix of the colours. This, if these shades work as well as this might be my dream palette. We'll wait and see. Let's get to the second look. Okay, so I don't know how the jump edits worked with that and how it ended up looking, but obviously, yeah, it was just easier just to refilm what I needed to. Now today I have taken off the plastic on here. I will put it back on. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. Great start to the second look. Hey! Look, I probably don't need to because I have prepped my eyes. I may use this after. But look number 2. We will start by going into this shade here, which is a slightly rosy colour. Do it on this eye. And just back and forth. If you can hear, as per usual, Jelly is lying on the floor behind me, having a little snore. To the lady that said to me, please let her in. This is your doing. Okay, so that rose, that's a really nice sort of one and done shade. If you look at that, like, look at that. You could just do that all over your lid and intensify it at the corner. That's this one. I do like that. Right, so going in now with this burgundy. So we've done a green look. We're doing more in the burgundy, and our third look will probably be a combination. So tucking this in the outer corner. And the good thing with this is I don't think we need to layer too many shades, because look at the intensity in that. So I've grabbed a soft fluffy brush now with nothing on it, and I'm just going to work around to diffuse this. And look at that, it's not taking much at all. These are, I don't know if this is the, back in with this, they acquired BH Cosmetics, which is a better formula, and I really don't know if this is because they've got access to that formula, but it's a massive improvement on what they have had in the past, let me tell you. I'm going to go in with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner because it is the perfect shade for this. I'm starting to get low on my brushes, guys. I really need to wash some. So I think we'll continue on with this and use this as an eyeliner underneath the eye. And just push that through the lashes. Actually, you know what? Let's go into this. I've really loaded that up. Oh, she's quite liquidy. Alright. Just be aware, like, she's really, I've put too much on my brush. She's part of the problem. But I'm just going to go on the outer corner here. Clean that off and then set it. Go back in now with this shade to set over the top first. Look where I've just smudged a bit, and under the eye. Okay, so see how we've got that tiny little flick there? Let's just clean off my fingers and just to pull that out, which then means this brush that had this darker shade on it, let's just work it down there to meet them. Over the top. This shade here is a little bit browner based. Tap that off and just run underneath. And then back into this as well. Just to soften that a bit. And there we go. That is a simple. So I'm as blind as a bat, as you know, without my glasses on. Peeled that plastic bit off. Do you think I can see it here? Because what is down here is a reflector that you put up on your dashboard in your car to reflect the light, so that helps bounce light up and keep this lit. Well, we'll find that at some stage. Okay, so on top of the lid we've got this real sort of bronzy shade, bronzy goldy shade. The formula of that is the one formula I don't actually like. It's very reminiscent of a Huda one that I don't like either. And you can see, I think you can see how it's got a slight indent here in the middle, as Huda's does. If you've got one of her palettes with that in it, you know what I mean. So going in now with this, this has got a real copper and purple to it. I'll swirl my finger in that. You can see it's sort of fire. Tapping that on. She's intense. But that's what we're here to see, what you can do with the palette. I'm just going to go into that rose, the transition, and just give it a little spray to make sure it intensifies, because I just want to lighten up this in a bit, just a little. It's not super light, as you can see. So, okay, I am going to use this, even though I don't like it. Oh, that hasn't picked up. You need to use your finger with that because of the texture of it. There you go. Yeah, just not a fan of that. I like the colour, just not the texture. I'm just going to put some mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is the second look. Okay, just to, I'm covering this eye, like got this eye shut and I'm wanting to comment. How about I open one eye? So we've got these nice burgundies, this bit of copper, this really antique-y sort of bronzy. It's nice. It's a lot though. So let's do the third eye now with a combination of all the with the different colours in it. Oh, look what I just found. Okay, so we will start by going in with this pink again as our transition. Using a big fat sort of dense brush. Super easy. Now let's go in with this green. I do love this green. Tuck that in. And slowly work it out. As you can see, I'm not pulling it all the way out at the moment. I'm wanting to use it mainly here. It's going really gentle. So this is quite a longer brush, like the longer bristles on it. I'm holding it down the end just to give me a bit of a looser, softer touch with it. So we're taking it to there. Okay, now we're going into the shade next to it. Tap that off and bringing that up here in that outer corner. So once we've got roughly what we want there, clean off your brush. And just start tickling around that. So where this joins here, we're just swirling gently on it, just to blend the two shades together. And you can just see that sort of diffuses into there now. Back to our transition shade. Tap it off and just around the perimeter. Yep. Now we have this brown here. She's a sort of a shimmer. We're going to tap that in this little area here. Just because I'm trying to use a decent amount. Now, into this one, I was about to tap off my finger. And just over the join of that there, you can just see, if you just tap it, then into our green shimmer, and bringing that in. That copper's not doing much there, is it? That's better. Get a bit more intensity on it. So now, again, tap gently on that join, because we don't want a hard transition from one shade to the next to the next. Just be patient with it. See, it sort of blends in. Tap, tap, a tiniest little pull. You're not dragging. It's just as you're tapping, it's moving across. And now cleaning off the fingers again. Let's get this shimmer. This one, I would say, will hard pan is the only thing. Is it a big deal? No, it's not. It just means it's more about the formula of this one, because it's quite a wet formula, but it'll just mean you might have to get a spoolie into it, or you may need to put a bit of tape over it to lift off the surface. I've just put moisture into it now. So, I'm pushing that into the corner. And this is like it's a decent sized little bullet brush. It's not hard, gives you a little bit of flexibility. Now, so we're going to use the green Khaki liner. Ow. Try not to poke yourself in the eyeball like I just did. Okay, so I've got a flat packer brush. I'm going to go into that green and just in the lash line. And when I say lash line, we essentially go to the bottom of our eyelashes. So that's what we want there. And again, actually what I might do is in a corner grab a little bit of that just there, and then back over with this lighter shimmer green. That's given it a bit of a base now because it is a topper, so it's ideal to go over something else. Grabbing the transition shade and just diffusing right underneath at the bottom of that. And that just then helps that blend as well. Look at that, we've got a real antique-y look. I'm just going to go and mascara this and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is the third and final look. Really liking these colours blended together. This is so my jam, which I knew as soon as I looked at the palette. They're really easy to work with, really easy to blend. You know, we've had the total sort of khaki look, we've got this nice sort of burgundy rosy look, and then we've got the combination of colours here. So I mean, for $18, this is a brilliant little palette. If your colour story is similar to mine in what you like, you're going to love these. Obviously there are the other two that I haven't shown anything from yet. Probably not going to be on here. Keep an eye out for photos over on Instagram. If you don't follow me there, same name, Teresa Madelyne over there. That is it, my friends. Obviously I'm not going to spend the day like this because I'd be a little lopsided. Until next time, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends. Come along, hang out. I hope this ended up making sense through the edits with what we had. I don't know. Well, I will know as I'm editing it. I apologise for any weirdness that may have happened. But, as I've said before, that is me. Now, I've got to go because I've got some washing to do. It's like an earthquake. Until next time, my friends, take care. Bye.